Hi everyone, Rachel from North Brisbane Psychologists. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about trust and how you might approach regaining trust in a relationship. This can be a friendship, a family relationship, or a romantic long-term relationship. If the trust has been broken, first of all, let's just say something about trust so we're on the same page with what we mean, because we can use the word trust in many different ways. When I'm talking about trust in a relationship, I guess what it comes down to is that I trust that the other person is genuinely interested in my needs and will take them into consideration, generally speaking, keeping in mind we're all flawed and imperfect and we can all be selfish and inconsiderate at times. So what can happen in relationships, and I spent yesterday with a couple where there had been a breach of trust in the form of an emotional infidelity. And what I pointed out to the guilty party, who was getting a little bit impatient with being remorseful and apologizing and feeling bad and really wanting to move forward and kind of wondering how long am I going to have to be, in the doghouse for. And so I thought that maybe something was going on here in terms of focus on needs. And I said to him, look, you had this emotional affair and during the whole time you were focused on getting your needs met and you weren't focused on your partner's, your long-term partner's needs and really how it would affect her. Not really. And he said, that's true. I said, so you spent all that time getting your own needs met. Now you're going to have to cross over to her world of needs. And I drew a little picture on the board, which I'll draw for you now over here on my trusty whiteboard. I drew two islands, not very well. And I put him on his island and I put her on her island and I drew a bridge joining the two islands. And I said, you need to cross over into her world of pain and hurt and shattered dreams and needs and other feelings and thoughts and hopes and dreams for the future. You need to go over there for a while and this is going to be lopsided. You're going to have to spend longer in her world, sit with her pain and hang out there for a while until she feels ready to come back over to your island and hang out together on the relationship bridge. And I could see that he felt really uncomfortable with the idea of it needing to be lopsided for a while. And I said, I can help you cross over and hang out on her island. I know it's not a fun island to be on right now because she's full of sorrow and heartache and hurt and anger. But the easy path becomes the hard path, I said, and the hard path becomes the easy path. Do the hard thing now of sitting with her on her island of pain and woundedness and other feelings and her unmet needs, and that will actually get easier. And this is what he did. He grabbed my whiteboard pen and he went over to the whiteboard and he drew an arrow in her direction and then he put a big smiley face on her stick figurehead. And he said, I get it. I can do that. Show me how. I'm willing to do that. I just want to see her happy again. Also, he said to me, you're not very good at drawing. Well, actually, I might have owned up to not being very good at drawing. And then we spent the next part of the marathon session with me helping him to tolerate the discomfort and stay out of his defensiveness as he sat with her while she talked through all the feelings, all of her responses. And he listened and he reflected back and he didn't get defensive and he didn't counter criticize her when she got a bit critical and made her complaints of him. He just held the space for her and he didn't shut down and he didn't justify himself. And he turned to me and he said, actually, that was hard at first, but then it became really easy. They left my office at the end of the day saying they felt much more hopeful and they had more skills to be able to listen empathically and non-defensively to each other. And they quite liked this island metaphor and they expanded on it. And they said to me, our islands don't look like that. And I said, I know, your islands are vast landscapes full of different territories and, you know, with plenty of different habitats to explore. And she said right now, right at the entryway of the bridge, there's just a swamp. And it won't be there forever, and we can clean out the swamp together. But right now, I've got a big swamp on my island. And they did a beautiful job of expanding this metaphor of each living on their own island and being able to take turns, and he needed to take, you know, more time on hers. And understanding the idea of consenting to leave our own island and travel across to the other person's world and stay with them there for a while. This is true empathy. This is true willingness to cultivate understanding. This is the hard work of compassion, but they did so well, and it started to heal things. I'm very hopeful for them. And it just reminded me how resilient and smart human beings are, even in the face of having made mistakes and experiencing heartbreak and disappointment. So I really wanted to share that anecdote with you about the islands and about how we can rebuild trust in a relationship when, when we've really been selfish and focused on our own needs, and then we need to focus on the other person's needs for a while. Not always easy to do if nobody's showed us how to do that, but it is a skill set you can learn. So let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and until next time, bye for now.